7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey, what's up, BoobTube? It's New Year's Eve. It is December 31st, 2025. Out in the garage today. I'm off of work. Got some time to get back on this. I got the rest of the components for the GMSS drop member painted. There's a little bit of a mix-up there. Otis, the owner of GMSS, a great guy, awesome guy. I don't know if it was my fault, his fault. No one's pointing fingers. We worked it out, but he actually sent me I think there was 4 parts that were incorrect, and they were actually for a square body instead of my year truck. So text him on a Saturday or Sunday. He replied back to me, which was awesome customer support, and explained to me what was going on. And there was basically a screw up on paperwork. But anyway, got me the parts. The only bad thing was I had my parts already powder coated, so I'm sending him those powder coated parts back. He sent me raw metal ones, got them knocked out for me. So I just ended up painting them. So thank you, Otis. Really appreciate you, man. It was awesome customer service. So I got things painted. Let me get the camera turned around and I'll show you what's going on. Basically, in this video, we're gonna get the front drop member installed. You're gonna go with me step by step here. And I'm gonna, if I run into any hiccups, you're gonna see that, and hopefully it'll help someone down the road. So let's turn the camera around. I'll show you the components we got painted and what's going on and where I'm at right now. I did get started laying a few things out just so I knew what I was talking about, but here we go. All right, so obviously you have the actual drop member itself. So that unit is powder coated satin black for me. You get a bag with the hardware, and right now I'm working on the main cross member. Otis lays everything out very, very nice. Everything is right there. Basically, you got 20 bolts, 10 per side. You get 20 washers, 20 lock washers, 20 nuts, and like I said, it goes 10 and 10. These guys, I'm assuming I might have to make these work, but these will go, where are they at? I don't exactly know yet. Maybe they're in the back. There they are. You got that dowel pin, and that bolts through there. And then on the bottom of your control arm, this bar has a locating hole, so you know where to place this. So that's what that is for. Still got to strip that down as well. I did go with the upper shock mounts from GMSS. So I got those painted. I got my motor mounts painted. I got the bushings pulled out right now. So that's all of that right now. Over here are the first 2 steps you're gonna do, or the first 2 components you're gonna install or hang. What you will need to do initially is drill out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes there. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I know in Travis's video, Simple C10, I believe on that red truck that they were installing their drop member on, I believe they had to do these and the bottom ones, but I don't think they had to do all the side holes here. My truck's a little bit newer than that one, so maybe, maybe it's a little bit different. I will say that this hole down here does not, even with that pushed in, does not quite catch. So I'm going to take a carbide burr on one of my die grinders and mark this and then open that hole up. But after we get all those opened up, what we're going to do next is take that drop member. I'm going to put it on my motorcycle jack, which my son, he's got his TTR 125 torn apart. We just did a vinyl graphic this kit on it. So we have it torn apart yet. He's gonna black out the lowers and the caliper, and we're gonna black out the rims, and then he's got blue spoke covers for that. So, and then he wants to do a seat cover yet. We're missing a panel here that's black, but anyway. So, nonetheless, we're gonna throw that cross member or drop member on there, slide it underneath there, lift it up, and then start dropping bolts, making sure everything's square and tightening it up. So that's the first step, and we'll go from there. And there is Futz Nuts right there. Hi. I'm just showing him your bike and your laundry basket. All right, we'll do this step and then we'll come back. Okay, so we got all the holes opened up. We had to open up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's 3 underneath, so 10 total. That one was the one that was a little, I had to egg shape it to get that hole to line up. So the next step, everything's just hanging there. I don't even have a nut on any of that hardware. So the next step is to jack this up, and those 3 holes per side should line up with the 3 holes in the bottom of the frame and index everything. And then I'm assuming in the other hardware bag that these 2 guys line up with those 2 slots. And once we get everything in loose, we can start tightening it down. And at that point, we can remove the control arms. Once they're removed, we can get them bolted onto here. So let's do that. All right, we're on to the next step. We got the motor mounts, the upper bag brackets, and the cross member or drop member all bolted in. I still have everything hanging there. I got all the nuts, I have all the bolts, washers and lock washers stacked and threaded on, but if I shake this thing, everything still moves. That way I can make sure everything's lined up before I cinch it down. So I'm gonna show you guys that. Let's flip it around. Okay, so we got, once again, your 3 bolts on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side, and 3 on the bottom on each side. So just to go over everything again, what we're looking at is, this is your cross member. This is your motor mount. It's a separate bracket. This motor mount bracket slips in the frame rails. And that was the issue. The square body ones that were mistakenly sent to me, or I ordered wrong, whatever. These measure on a square body, I don't know, maybe 3/8 inch more, 1/4 inch, 5/16, ½ inch, no more than half. But they're taller, so the ones I got would not slide in the frame rail here. So I knew something was not right. So everything kind of cinches down together. You have your bag mount, which is on the top. It's your bag mount, and it also doubles. It'll double as your upper control arm mount, which will, mount to that outside. Then you have your layer of your frame rail, and then you have your motor mount, and then the bottom just cinches straight up through the motor mount, frame rail, cross member. These guys tie that together. I don't know where the best place to start. I don't know where I should start cinching stuff down. I'm going to try to pull some measurements off the front here to make sure we're square, probably from these holes. And then these holes, it looks like I could probably go up to there and try to make sure I have the same measurement, so I know that this cross member is sitting in there. And thinking, just thinking out loud here, once I know that's square, I can probably take a few of these and cinch them down probably do them top, bottom, and then pull those in. So the next step will be to get everything square, get everything pulled down, tightened down, snugged up, and then I got to disassemble the control arms and the bags off of that, and we can start hanging control arms, bags. Then the step after that will be getting the spindles off of that and getting the wheels back on it. So the other thing I've done since you guys here were on the last update, I blacked out them panels, shaved all the holes in the firewall, cleaned all that up, got everything in primer, got some sanding to do there, and I made this filler panel for over here. I bought these on eBay. I like the rivet look. I know in the last video I said I was thinking about buying panels, and I really like the rivet and the bolt-on look, so kind of just mimic that minus the bead roller. But nonetheless, that's what we're looking at. We are on our way. Not hard. You know, it's pretty much plug and play. You know, there's a little bit of finesse involved getting everything lined up, but not a big deal. Otis did a really good job. Over here, things I would recommend for this job: get yourself a step bit, and I use this Diablo bit. It's really good bit. Actually, it was right in front of me. This is the Diablo bit I use. This thing works amazing. Impact step bit, 9 steps, 3/4 inch diameter is the largest hole on it. So, and it works really good. It works quick. And then once you get to the hole size that you need, you actually can, you know, say I need that size. I get to that size, knock it through, and then I just give it a little bit on that step, and it kind of chamfers the top. The other tool you guys need is a centering punch. Makes it a lot easier. Lining all them holes up, literally just push this down through and it centers the hole for you, you know, because she's acts as a centering cone. All right, this was the second bag of hardware. It came with the upper control arm bolts, which will be these, which will go through the top section of that bag mount and bolt the upper control arms on. Came with 8 of these. 4 of them are for your airbags, and then the other 4 were the lower engine stand, which is these guys right down here. Okay, both sides. All right, let's get things snugged up, get these tubular control arms on, and we'll be back. So we got her in pretty dang good right now. Everything's snugged down. I didn't go around and do a final torque, but we got chop and block, control arms, upper and lowers, and this is like, I think it's their latest version, because they do not hit here. They clear. I don't know, I can fit them up to there on my hand. So I got clearance there. That's not an issue. Everything went together really well. It's kind of a pain on that lower control arm, lifting that whole thing up at the same time and then trying to get your locating pin. This is your little dowel. Remember those Allen bolts I showed you guys? That's them. You got to get that aligned, and then these U-bolts through at the same time. I had the cross member powder coated, and there was extra powder coat in the holes, that type of thing, so it was a pain. Now you can see, and I'm assuming this is how this goes. Your upper bag mount doubles as your what am I saying? Your bag mount, and it is the upper, so I'm all right. Your upper bag mount also doubles as your upper control arm mount. You can add, I'm assuming to align this or get everything, your alignment done, as well as, you know, your, what is that, toe? No, not toe. Camber? Your camber. Get your camber adjusted. You can put your shims in there. And I'm assuming this would be the better way to do it. That way you can break that loose and then drop them in. I guess it really wouldn't matter, but I'd like to keep studs from not being in here if I don't have to. So yeah, all in all, very pleased with the GMSS drop member installation. Otis, like I said, thank you. Did a great job on engineering it and designing it. As far as the fitment, I can't speak to, you know, location. My cross members, or not cross members. Why can't I talk today? My control arms were the chopping block control arms, and they're already narrowed and they're pushed forward an inch each way. So when I ordered the drop member, I left him know that. So I'm curious to see how everything lines back up, including the motor. I'm curious to see how the motor sits. We've got the motor sitting here. I'm gonna start on that here next, probably after the firewall. But in relationship to where the motor sat before, I'm curious. I'm excited to get it bolted in here. The motor mounts that were on the motor when I pulled it, one wasn't even bolted down on this side. So I just want to get that, and I'm kind of excited. Let me back in here. This is probably a shot you guys probably don't get too often. All right, this is the view after I got crawled in here. This is the view from the firewall looking forward. Just so you guys can kind of get an idea of how everything goes together. Once again, you got your upper bag mount, upper control arm mount on top of the frame. Then you have your frame. Then below that, you got your motor mount that slides in the frame rail. Then below that is your actual cross member. Everything is tied together here, so it should be pretty damn strong. Your motor mount also gets bolted down here, and that's how I did it. Oil pan should lay in here. I still have to install my power steering rack, and then we just go to the other side. These are your little Allens. You know, your Allen head is on the bottom, and there's a little dimple, a recessed hole cut in the mount here on your tubular control arm, and it indexes that so you get the same space on this side as you do on this side. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys checking this out. Next step, got the firewall behind me. This guy's just kind of wobbling around, so we'll probably pull that. Might do some sanding. I got everything patched. Might do some finish sanding, and then after that, paint it a satin black, same as the components I did on the drop member. And then once the firewall's done, we can throw a blanket over this and forget about it for a little bit, and then I'm going to get on to the motor. Motor and transmission are getting painted like I don't want to say baby blue, but a lighter silver metallic blue. It's actually 70s, I think it's 70s Pontiac metallic blue. And the reason being I'm picking blue is, one, I think black and blue looked good together, and two, this truck was originally the Elkhart blue. So I think it would be really cool to kind of do a throwback, even though it's a Pontiac color. I like that silver blue, and I think it's going to look really good with black accents, black accessory drive, black valve covers. So yeah, that shouldn't take too long. It's just a matter of cleaning the motor, and now I'm rambling. But anyway, thanks for checking us out. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd appreciate it, guys. Have a happy new year. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.